Kill the guy under us whilst this guy's at spot.
Hi. Okay, there we go, guys. Sorry about that. Unfortunately, my microphone just was not working, and I have no idea as to why. But we did see Aviva getting some eliminations. We also did see the likes of Septic and Vet picking up eliminations into the lobby over here. Not only that, but guys, we also do have the likes of Vibes and Davs in the tournament here competing for us. So a really interesting set of games that we will be having in our hands going forward with the rest of the tournament. So make sure you guys are strapped in, ready and loaded to see exactly what we have on our hands. It's going to be one interesting set of games. So Daz and Vibes looking to see an enemy on the outskirts who could potentially even be going for the reboot over there. So yeah, Swizzy and Retrieve is an interesting take that we have. You know, so Swizzy and Retrieve been in the industry for some time right now, but it's more so Retrieve that has, you know, put on a show for us quite a number of times. They've managed to do so much as he has managed to do so much as a solo, as a duo, had so much potential on his shoulders and so forth. So I look forward to seeing what, you know, Retrieve and Swizzy could potentially bring to the party. This is a new duo. A lot is at stake in terms of making mistakes, etc. So it is expected that, you know, as we tune into the team right now, that Swizzy and Retrieve has a solo. I mean, more so, look at how many eliminations the team already has. 4 eliminations, and we're still going into 52 players remaining on the leaderboard. So there's definitely been a lot of action coming up from this team, and I expect them to do so much more better going forward with how things could potentially be played out. Now, without wasting any more time with, you know, Retrieve, he's just trying to disengage, trying to make sure he gets into the next zone safely, maybe even potentially get Swizzy back on his feet with that reboot. But it's not going to be an easy one. He's going to maybe need to even hold onto zone just for the reboot to come in. In fact, I say reboot, but he doesn't even have Swizzy's reboot card in the back pocket over there. So Retrieve is literally going to have to carry everything on his shoulders over here to make it through into the next final rounds and so forth. Smile Dog and Physics as well, guys, in the qualifiers over here. Remember, the top 23 will be going over to the next round. So it's not going to be an easy battle for most of these guys. They're going to need to literally pull their socks up if they want to qualify. Yesterday, we had an interesting set of qualifiers where we had Storm Surges on our hand. However, this time around, we've seen a lot more players getting killed, a lot more players dying down, and there's a player right here where Smile Dog could have gotten a huge pump onto the player. Unfortunately, had his AR out, and the reaction time just did not come through. This could potentially be Smile Dog as well, focusing onto the players Retrieve. I mean, that could potentially be Retrieve himself, because he is as a solo rotating in and around Craggy, and we did see Retrieve being in the same sort of position as well. So yeah, Retrieve is in a sticky one, and I hope he can get out of that one so he can carry on onto the solo placement points that is present here for the map game number 1. We have on board as well Cohen and Misty. Cohen and Misty definitely had an interesting game number 1 last time around. However, could not qualify, and again, finding himself in a same sort of weird position where they're getting knocked into the play. And the person actually getting the knock was Physics, who managed to get the rotation. And there's Smile Dog on that in that end over there, but Physics and them just focusing on that rotation, keeping a clean cut right here and getting themselves centered zone. Really good successful rotation with that vehicle. You always want to find yourself rotating easily into the zones, and they definitely did do that right over there, all the way from Craggy into this particular zone. They also do have a launch pad which they could utilize in the next moving zone, or maybe even to the 50-50 if they don't pull that one out of there. "44 players remaining. They don't pull the 44. They don't pull the 50th zone, 50-50 zone right here. So they're gonna need to make a sort of long rotation. They have the chug splashes and heals and so forth to do so. Smile Dog looking to try get an opportunity to actually beam the player who's editing the comb, but unfortunately he doesn't do so. And look who's in 50-50 zone as it stands right now. It's gonna be Vibes and Dabs, but unfortunately they can't get any beams in. And in fact, what they should be doing is griefing everyone trying to make a rotation to that launch pad and just destroy it so that they can, you know, try grief or try get some players eliminated in terms of how many players are alive. I mean, placement points is equally distributed to everyone alive right now, so they want to make sure that Nobody's making the rotation with that over there. This player is low, so the beams coming through right now is going to be interesting. Vibes, unfortunately, unable to connect any of the shots. However, Davs will be getting the knock over there. More players now flying in. A tag from Vibes over here. He hits for 48. Cracks the player. 29 white. But he just can't find the finishing lock onto the rotation players that were in play over there. Did manage to crack a couple players, however, so that is definitely going to help them out in the moving zones, which could potentially be seen that Storm Surge with 41 players still remaining over here, and everyone already having to make the rotations into the zone. So this one could be an interesting game, number one, for the players who do remain alive right here. 3 eliminations go into favor for Vibes and Dabs over there, but we go over to Smile Dog and we see Smile Dog, and they actually got eliminated. I wonder what their rotation looked like or what it consisted with, because definitely was not what they were hoping for. Septic and Ved still alive in this one, making the rotations. Let's see exactly what could potentially go into play for them over here, trying to claim as much as they can and maybe even go into a potential box fight situation. But moving zones is going to come into play right now. They are 77 above, so if all players do not die and we do get the 37 players on the rotation into the next zone, we'll definitely be seeing this team struggling to remain alive due to the damage threshold not being met, and they're just getting hit on the rotation and quite low on HP. Doesn't look like they have any more kills. He's gonna need to be dropped by Ved over here. Still 37 players remaining. This is exactly what we love to see. Potential rotations coming into play. Unfortunately for Septic and Ved, they've now separated and they're no longer in the same top or playing area, but you do see Ved now dropping down all the way to ultimate low, which is a potential good spot for them as it stands right here. Storm Surge is going to activate with 5 players remaining, but players are getting knocked left, right and center. They are below the Surge count, so need to deal somewhat damage, and there we go. The damage is present, and oh, the aim gets there. Unfortunately, he's just unable to stay alive in this one and will get eliminated from that play. We'll go jump on board with the FIFA just to see how their rotations are looking like, and they look very much happy with how things are looking like for them. I mean, if you look at the players remaining and where they're positioned right now, they could potentially be a hype for play, but Aviva needing to heal up quite a bit as Ethan dealing the damage across the board. It is crazy when we have so many of the good teams qualifying into Q1 that we get this team over here going through. He risked the play for height, and unfortunately trying to stay alive in this one meant that he would have gotten hurt terribly in zone. And then we go over to Vibes and Dabs, who now need to sort of clutch up their plays. It does look like Dabs maybe potentially is going to get knocked over here. He doesn't have that much HP at hand. Very low as it stands right there, and can starting to heal up. He is going to drop a medkit, but will he have enough time to actually utilize that medkit at hand? He will get a huge pump, however, onto the players. Vibes is going to go in for the chase. He does get the elimination. It's onto Coral Ryan, and he gets 2 of those eliminations, but now getting sort of bit by the nail, trying to get as much as he can. And he's just going to find himself getting eliminated. And now Davs needing to make the rotations as a solo with 8 players remaining. He does have, you know, the ability to win the game, but unfortunately just not clutching up his aim, and will find himself getting eliminated over there. We'll see exactly what this means, though, for the team as they screenshot their plays and going forward. But really successful game number 1 that we've had on our hands. Let's see who will be winning the games. Doesn't look like we'll be able to see, guys. There we go. But yeah, guys, welcome to the NiBBLE Arena Week 18 qualifier 2. This one is definitely going to be an interesting set of games. As you guys already seen on our hands, we had active storm surge being lit. But guys, let's take a short break and we'll be right back with game number 2.
What we do here is go back.
So going into game number 2, on board with the Retrieve and Swizzy. And remember guys, the prize pools that these guys are going to be competing for is a total of 4,000 Rand in finals. First place taking home 2.5, second place taking 1,500, and a third taking 500 Rand. That to wrap up the top 3 prize pool distribution that will be going into play. So it's definitely going to be one hell of a rocky finals tomorrow, where these top 50 competitors come to the scene to really show their competitiveness and skill coming into the tournament. It's definitely going to be one interesting set of games that we will be having on our board over there. But now jumping in, we will be seeing Swizzy and them being contested, but not that dramatically contested at the POI for Craggy, as they have competitors in and around Craggy, not directly landing onto the POI over there. Let's go see who we could potentially spectate. Maybe we have, you know, a Glubs POV being contested. As it stands right now, you can actually hear Glubs and Stumteshros being in an off-spawn fight here at Strongholds. Does get a tag on, but however, now Storm is dead. And they get those eliminations. So that was really successful out from Glubs and Storm. However, there is still another competitor in and around. We did hear those third-party shots coming into action. So they need to clutch up if they can over here in the off-spawn. And unfortunately, they're just unable to do so and find themselves getting eliminated, which is a very unfortunate scenes that we have over there. Let's go back over to Retrieve and Swizzy to see exactly what their play is, what would be going into action in the off-spawn situation. Doesn't look like it is too dramatic over here. So it looks as if that a team did go to Bojo's Island, where we will be seeing them sort of in the distance. But however, guys, Ethan and them are in a fight, but their POV is not being shown, so we won't be able to actually see that action come forth over there. Very close to Stealthy Stronghold is going to be the team right over here as well, and there is a teammate or opposition in the distance. Doesn't look like they're going to fully engage with this fight over here. Hopefully they do. That would mean Smart Dog and Physics gets to show us the competitiveness and skill that they have when it comes down to box fighting, etc. Yes, it's just a solo on the rotation, but he can get the beams in. 30 wide. This is definitely a call in to W key this one over here. Couple cracks already been played out. Oh, easy griefing here. Burning through so many mats. Now Physics putting himself in a fight. It seems to be working. However, Physics is quite low on HP now. Does get the knock onto Dio. And the other player's white. And what a way to actually get an elimination. Smile Dog and Physics honestly bending the law here in Fortnite. Something that we haven't really seen in a very long time. Utilizing the boat like that. And definitely did work out. Physics put himself in the way over there. So let's go for Smile Dog and Physics. Managing to pick up 2 eliminations of Spawn is exactly the way you want to start in the tournament. Couple plays on the bridge, being focused here by Swizzy and them. Now just trying to make the rotation over here. Let's see exactly what Swizzy and them can potentially do. I mean, it isn't going to be the most easiest form of task like going forward with the team, but I'm pretty sure that they can somewhat keep a consistent